transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Welcome everyone, hope you are having a good morning, noon, evening, or midnight. If you are new to the channel, help yourself out and check out my previous videos where I talk about the uncertain future for Soulcalibur and 13 things that could save Soulcalibur. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for your support. Your interactions and comments are enough to support this channel. If you are unaware, out of nowhere, at the State of Play event, it was revealed that Soulcalibur 3 is coming to PlayStation Plus Premium on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. First off, before we get to the good news, okay, so this is a unplanned video I'm doing right off the rip. I did not have any time to prepare for this. I had planned an entire video where I talk about how Bandai Namco should do a Soulcalibur collection where they remaster the earlier Soulcalibur games, such as Soul Blaze, Soulcalibur 1, Soulcalibur 2, and Soulcalibur 3. That video was long supposed to be public, but I kept making new videos of it. I had a whole video about a Soulcalibur collection, so that does irk me a tad bit, because the timing couldn't be any worse and good at the same time. Truly painful to scrap that video. I made so many points in it, and now it's in a dumpster. More dead than Soulcalibur 6, so I'm kinda salty on the timing, but it is what it is, part of being a small content creator, lesson learned. Anyways, to bigger and better talk, so I am so thrilled that Soulcalibur 3 is going to be available on a modern console, aka PS5. So if you have PlayStation Plus Premium, which is the highest tier of PlayStation Plus, you will automatically be able to play this. Now fear not, if you do not have Premium and do not want to spend that absurd amount of money on a subscription just for one game, highly likely Soulcalibur 3 will become available for separate purchase. Now what that price will be at the moment, I am not so sure. Broken Destiny is $10 US, so maybe Soulcalibur 3 would be somewhere around that. Usually these classic games are around $10 to $15. I'm not sure what their prices are in other countries, so you will have to check that out for yourself. Now I've seen some questions on whether or not will this have an online feature. So to clarify for people who may not usually play the PS Classic catalog versions of games through Premium and or for purchase, this is emulated from the original port of the PS2 version, so with that said, it will most likely unfortunately not have online. You never know, maybe a miracle could happen, but highly likely it won't, since it is directly brought from the original PS2 release, which did not have an online feature. I also hope Soulcalibur 3 has trophies. I am a achievement and trophy hunter, so if you are as well, then this will be a blast for us getting trophies on this game. I really hope they do come back. When I was on Xbox, I got 100% achievements for Soulcalibur 1 as well as Soulcalibur 2. So if they do implement a trophy set for Soulcalibur 3, I can't wait to see what they will be. This is absolutely amazing. Soulcalibur 3, in my opinion, is a masterpiece of a game. It is filled to the brim with in-game content, the complete opposite of the low-budget bare-bone content in Soulcalibur 6. If you have not ever played Soulcalibur 3, I highly recommend that you do so. I know Soulcalibur 2 is the popular one, but Soulcalibur 3 was a masterclass of a game. Now, I could go into major detail on the game, but I'm saving that for its 20th anniversary, which is a day before my birthday. That is crazy. I first got Soulcalibur 3 20 years ago on my birthday. While there's people that are happy, I've seen a few comments of people saying, why is Soulcalibur 3 coming to PlayStation Classics and not Soulcalibur 2? Well, Soulcalibur 2 has had a HD remaster back in 2013 for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Then later on Switch 2, it is available now. I do believe Soulcalibur 2 should 100% be available for a modern console like PlayStation 5. Soulcalibur 3 has never received a HD remaster or anything. Soulcalibur 3 has been absent since its original release exclusively on PS2 and apparently has suffered licensing issues which has hindered it from re-releasing on anything else. And a lot of people didn't get a chance to play it back then. Soulcalibur 2 fans, you got to relax and let other classic Soulcalibur games feed too. And this goes to my next curiosity. Since my original video was scrapped, does this mean that we can potentially in the future see the other earlier Soulcalibur games eventually make their way to PlayStation 5? I'm fortunate enough to have played every Soulcalibur game and have access to them, whether that be the original physical copy or emulator. But not everyone has a way to play all these previous games. You either have to find a retro video game store or find them online, which as the years go by and they become more rare, they become increasingly expensive. So it would do wonders for the Soulcalibur fan base if they start releasing more earlier titles. Like Soul Blade, how many people have gotten the chance to play Soul Blade? This is the OG game that started out the series. How many people have played Soulcalibur 1? My personal favorite. Only those of us that had a Dreamcast got that privilege. It did get an HD remaster on the Xbox 360, but it was a watered down version of the Dreamcast, cutting off content and is now delisted anyways. If you see codes for the game available on Amazon, do not buy them. They will not work. Trust me. I know a dumb person that actually tried it out. And of course, you have to bring in Soulcalibur 2. That'll bring back a lot of returning Soulcalibur players, which is also now delisted on Xbox. And Soulcalibur 4, in my opinion, the last great Soulcalibur game, has to eventually make its way back as well. There's also the spin-offs, Legends, Broken Destiny, and Lost Swords. Broken Destiny is already available for PS5 Plus Premium and or for purchase. Legends is still stuck on the Wii and could be more difficult to port since it is designed for Wii controls, and Lost Swords is delisted. It was delisted after a year. By the way, who in their right minds will want to play Lost Swords? That game was an embarrassment to the universe, a gacha game before gacha games were mainstream. While many Soulcalibur fans want a Soulcalibur 7, you guys really have to stop holding your breath. That is not happening anytime soon. There's Soulcalibur fans expecting a Soulcalibur 7 to be announced at every single game show event that happens. We are so far away from a new Soulcalibur. Expecting a Soulcalibur 7 this year or even next year, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. However, classic Soulcalibur games getting remastered or re-released will feed the loyal fans of Soulcalibur. I have met many players on Soulcalibur 6 who have said that they have never played the earlier games. Some of them have stated they would love to, and I must say, I would love for a lot of these players that have missed out to be able to get the opportunity to play the past Soulcalibur games that they were absent to. That said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Not making a full Soulcalibur 3 HD remaster for its upcoming 20th anniversary, that is such a missed opportunity. Instead they're having a re-release that is just the PS2 port. Imagine if there was a full-on trailer showcasing Soulcalibur 3 and upscale resolutions, fixed all the original bugs the game had, and it could have been available on all platforms and not just the PS5 and PS4, and even an online mode. Imagine being able to play Soulcalibur 3 online with friends in a lobby with crossplay and rollback netcode. Would that not have been absolutely amazing? Now you could say I'm asking for too much, but would it really be asking Bandai Namco too much to care about Soulcalibur? I do not think so, honestly. So does this mean Bandai Namco is back on board with Soulcalibur? No, not necessarily. We see many games get ported to PS Premium Classics with just that. Had this been a full Soulcalibur HD Remaster collection, then you could very well make that argument. Listen, if any earlier classic Soulcalibur games are remastered or re-released with no funny business done to them, like censorship, cut content, or new bugs, and you love Soulcalibur, buying them maybe is what gets Bandai Namco's attention to looking at a future new Soulcalibur game. This might be the words they hear that get through to them. To making a brand new Soulcalibur, they can't understand the hundreds and thousands of people calling for the next Soulcalibur. They do not understand. They speak the language of money, flow in their pockets. I'm not saying turn into a sheep and give them your money just for the sake of giving them your money. Cause if these games got re-released or remastered and they are butchered, then screw that. I am only speaking in the scenario of being a long-time Soulcalibur fan of how one step could lead to the next chapter in the stage of history. There's too many company men in this community, whether that be for Bandai Namco or for Soulcalibur. So if you want a channel where things are called out for what they are, even if we're called negative doomers, no sugarcoating on voicing the problems when they are needed to be addressed to help bring this series back to life if at all is possible, then you found the right channel. Your simple interactions and inputs, whether you agree or disagree, is enough support to drive me to make more Soulcalibur content for you. So let me know, what do you think about all of this in the comments? Overall, great news for Soulcalibur 3 and great news for Soulcalibur fans. Until next time, take care.